Warning. A very good friend of mine told me something the other day. I'd like to pass it on to you because I believe that what he said to be true. He said, "We're here for a good time, not a long time, so have a good time. The sun can't shine every day." If you do not find this video entertaining, then you are taking life way too seriously. If you have a complaint about any episode, please book an appointment with the therapist. Cheers, dudes.
Ooga chaka, ooga chaka, ooga chaka. I can't stop this feeling.
That's Dude.
Oh, that's Dude.
And welcome to Lazyboys Night.
Oh, yeah. On this fine Therapy Thursday.
Look at how golden this thing is.
Also known as Thirsty Thursdays.
That's beautiful golden beer, yeah.
Wow.
This is the Ausländer stolen Kölsch style beer from one of my favorite local microbrews, the Brauwerk Hoffman.
Yeah, big fan.
I'm actually looking forward to trying this one because Brauwerk is one of the few that has yet to disappoint me with something. You know, most microbrews...
That's quite the setup, man.
It is. Most microbrews have great beers, but every now and then you try one and you're like, not so much. Brauwerk, everyone I've tried have been like, oh, so I'm looking forward to this one. Kölsch style beer. Do you know what a Kölsch is?
I have a good idea of what a Kölsch is.
It's. I had to look it up, to be honest. I was a little, because I
Let's
always
see
thought
if it is what I think it is.
I always felt it tasted a lot like a lager. A Kölsch is specifically originates from an area in Germany, the city of Cologne, and around there, and they have their own brewery association, and they have very, very strict guidelines on how a Kölsch beer is to be made. So for beer to be called a Kölsch, it has to adhere to these guidelines as set out by the Cologne brewery.
That I knew. I didn't know the region.
Yeah. So it's a very, very strictly defined German beer.
Well, it's like if you go to a lot of the older European type beers have guidelines that have been in place for
centuries.
And hundreds It's unreal, and it's still the same.
That's what a Kölsch style beer is. It has to be this ratio, this hop, this brewed for so long, brought to certain temperatures and whatnot.
Beer snobs.
Pretty much. Anyways, subscribe.
Yeah.
Like and share.
Do this. The Fonz, man. Remember. Show us your love by
And before we drink this fine Kölsch beer, what are we doing tonight?
Well, it is Therapy Thursdays. Thirsty Thursdays even more so now with a Brauwerk Hoffman beer. So I think it would be appropriate to have a crappy bowl of mystery.
All right. See you in a bit.
Guys talking, saying anything, nothing new to say, talking anyway, stop yammering, can't hear a thing, nothing I can do, so let's have one more brew, let's have one more brew, stop talking, try listening, try anything, try whistling, there you go again, saying anything, nothing I can do, so let's have one more brew, let's have one more brew.
Did you like that? That was awesome.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Okay, first of all, Brauwerk Hoffman, you know, it's a German name. Of course they're going to nail a German style beer.
They should. They should. Have, like, that's a lot of pressure, man.
They did. This is beautiful. It goes down easy, but it's so flavorful.
There's so much, there's so much flavor. It's awesome. Wow.
And it's very classic. You know how we sometimes have flavorful beers, but they're like some kind of fruit beer or some kind of exotic ingredient beer. This is very classic beer, but done so damn well. You're like, this is what a classic beer should taste like. This is centuries of tradition, and there's a reason why it's endured. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so if you want to expand your palate, I would recommend that you either order or make your way in. If you're ever in, they're not in the Hollywood Hills proper, but
No.
Hollywood Hills adjacent.
Yeah.
So, dude, can you put down where they are?
A little town called Rockland.
So it's a totally worth, if you want to drive around one day and a beautiful, whenever, nice fall day and a thirsty Thursday, and make your way over, have a pint or two and enjoy.
Mm.
Wow.
All right.
Yep. What's next? Because we're not just about beers, folks.
No,
that's important for you
we're
to know.
about crappy bowls of mystery too. Let's get that crappy bowl over here.
I don't know. We're not just about beers, but I would definitely have a 1, 2, 3. Beers I'm talking about.
Oh, I was like,
I stopped counting
leave
at
me
3.
hanging there. I'm like, what do you? I read last time. It's your turn, dude.
How do you know you read last time?
Because dude's gonna edit it in such a manner that it looks like I read it.
Are you
last
now?
time.
Is that what you're gonna do?
Yeah. By the way, these don't always air in order, just in case.
In order of what? It's Thursday night. There's
Yeah,
no
but
order.
it's not
We're
live.
filming. It's always live, 100% live.
So you
folks.
think the comments dude's writing right now, or he's typing?
He's
this
typing?
live?
Look at him right now. He's typing.
And the pop-up images.
Yes.
They're all. He has time to search, download,
Yes, that's
insert.
how awesome
all live.
dude is.
Wow, he deserves a raise. Are you laughing about the raise or the question?
Oh, I wasn't even listening anymore.
I feel important. That's all right.
Okay, just to be warned, we're going to be doing another crappy bowl
Oh,
question.
because it's a bad question?
No, it's
It's a quick
hilarious, but it's a crazy quick one.
Okay.
So I'll show it to you, and then,
Oh, the anticipation. All right, yeah, give me this thing.
yeah, but
You're keeping them waiting now, eh?
Okay, so whoever sent this question in, dude. Okay, you could so tell that you stopped going through this thing.
Oh, this wasn't vetted, was it?
No, he doesn't vet anymore.
Oh, that's right.
Everything-
He said he wouldn't.
He stopped vetting.
Oh, dude.
So everything comes
Because he's too busy
Oh,
typing
my
live.
God. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So I'm not going to say who sent it in. I'm not reading their name. No freaking way. But you'll know exactly who you are because we have your question.
Was it Miss Midwest Johnny?
Okay, so you remember? Do you remember that old show, the dating game?
Yeah.
Where at the end, do you remember what?
Yes.
They did? Okay, you want to do that?
All right, ready?
Okay. Mwah! That's for you.
In case you're wondering, it said, "Could you blow me a kiss?" Signed, a big.
No, don't even say the name.
All right, I won't say the name.
They know exactly.
They
who
know who they are. All right, you want to do another one? Because that one.
Are you sure you don't want to vet these? What the hell, man?
Come on, what are we not paying you for? Jeez.
Well, we started giving him beers now. He's super happy about that, right?
That's true.
That's awesome. Ever since we did the episode at Broadhead, he started getting beers as well.
There
He
you go.
used to bring in his own. Okay, what do we have here? Oh, damn. Okay, this is an awesome question.
Good.
What is your top 3 horror movies of all time?
Oh, interesting. What
Yeah.
are your top 3 horror movies of all time?
Yeah.
You know what? Do you have your 3 in mind?
Not necessarily. You do already?
I've got
I don't have
2.
the mull
I don't know about
silver.
the third one yet, but I've already got 2 in mind. And they're different genres of horror, because there are different genres of horror.
Okay, since it's 3, you do one, I'll do one,
Sure.
and we'll
Um,
back and
mine,
forth.
I actually like a lot of horror films.
Okay, are these going to be in order of preference or just in general? On
I'm
your
going
top
different
3?
genres. They're
Yeah,
top 3.
still
They're
top
not,
3, not
So
necessarily in
not
order.
necessarily number 1.
Okay.
For the slasher genre. While there are classics out there like the Friday the 13th and so forth, to me, I've enjoyed all of them, but the original Scream redefined the slasher
Oh my
genre.
God, yeah, did it ever.
And I thought it was so brilliant the way it was written. I won't give spoilers, But what I liked about the Scream franchise is it made you believe this could happen because there was nothing supernatural about it. There's no people
whatever.
that can't die. There's no, horrors and nightmares and monsters. It's really just crazy people with knives killing other people, and you don't know who the killer is. And it really turned the genre on its head by making fun of the genre at the same time. And in fact, when did the first Scream come out? 90 what? Anyways.
That's your job. Type fast,
So-
hurry up, go.
They still released the last Scream earlier this year.
Yeah, it's still going.
It's still going.
Yeah.
And to me, I thought that was absolutely brilliant, and it's my favorite slasher series, but the first one still stands out as the top one.
Wow.
All right, what's your slasher?
My slasher, the one that stands out right away is the Freddy Krueger the original was Nightmare on Elm Street.
Not the reboot.
No. So the original Nightmare on Elm Street, that film traumatized me, and it was one of the first times that it wasn't somebody specific. It wasn't just like this psycho going around killing people. This guy was in your head.
Oh yeah.
In your dreams.
This was
So
supernatural, but it had its own very original hook.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And that whole thing, and there was he, as a psycho killer, had a dark, like a sense of humor, like a psychotic
there was
sense of
something.
humor.
He was almost like the Joker, where he's gleeful about
But he liked
the torture and the killing.
He liked to F with people and make it, to him, everything was funny and was joking around with it. So, as an audience, when you're watching this, you're going, this is not funny, man.
Oh, no.
There's nothing funny about what you're doing right now. It's like that whole thing about not going to sleep and stay
you
awake.
Can't not sleep, right?
Holy frick, man. That blew me away.
Side note, that was Johnny Depp's first major film.
Oh, my God. It's true. He was in there.
He's in there. He's one of the victims. He liked to back then. He would actually go to screenings of it and sit in the back, and when it was over, he'd just hang out in the lobby, and he'd wear clothes similar to what he wore in the movie, and wait till people, it'd be like, oh my God, you're him! And he's just like, playing it cool, but deep down he was like, woo, because back then he was a new actor. He wasn't the big A-lister he is today.
He's still having fun with the whole thing.
No, that's a great one.
That for me, and again, dude, can you just play a little part when we went to Broadhead, remember? And I did the little thingy. Play that little clip right now. Watch this, folks. 1, 2,
all right.
after you. 3, 4, better lock your door. 5, 6, get your crucifix.
I'm having a bad dream now.
7, 8,
Make it
better
stop.
stay awake.
You know what?
9, 10, you'll be back again.
Ow.
So that's how much of a fan I was of that little chant thingy that he done. It was like a legend. And anyways, that to me, that for sure.
Yeah, great slasher films. In the paranormal ghost genre.
I love that you categorized this thing.
Thank
That's
you.
awesome.
One, again, inspired sequels. Again, the first one was the best. Paranormal Activity.
Oh, dude,
that was
no idea.
Terrifying. And
yes.
To me, the reason it was terrifying is
I got chills just thinking about that.
There are no
movie.
Monsters. There are no people chasing you. There's no chainsaws. There's no knives. It's just.
Oh, shut up! I'm freaking out right now. That's insane.
It's the footprints that appear in the flour on the floor. You're in the kitchen. You walk out. You turn back. All the drawers are open. Everything's everywhere. It's when they're
so freaking real.
Oh, my God, you see the leg just gets pulled and out of bed, but you never see the monster. And it was, and to me, it was done. It was done on a low budget.
God, I don't know if people can see it.
Yeah, I can. It was done on a low budget, but it was done so well, and they knew how to play the less is more, and never actually revealing the ghost, the spirit, the entity, whatever it is, made it so much.
Feel it though, eh?
The picture in the attic.
Yeah, shut up! Frick, man, I'm freaking out right now.
Yeah. So that one for sure. I need a drink there. I need to calm down.
Oh my God, yeah, that one was intense for me.
Okay,
Okay.
So paranormal genre.
Okay. So one that was hyped up big time, and I didn't even know if I wanted to go see this, and it almost falls in the same type of category as yours, was the Blair Witch Project.
Oh, the lost footage or the found footage. Yeah. Again, shot on that. Did you know that is the most commercially successful film based on cost per earnings of all times?
Really?
That movie cost like
$30.
no, but like seriously, I think it was shot for under 50 grand.
Oh yeah.
And it made hundreds of millions of dollars. So the ratio, the success, and it's the same thing. It's just messing with your head.
Yes, and that's perfect because my head, man.
It was terrible. And the corner at the end, just the
Dude, shut up!
up.
So, for that, is like, I kept hearing people were saying, oh, you'll get nauseous and you'll need to take...
There's a lot of camera
there's
shaking.
so much of that. But the thing is until you see it, I was in a theater with probably like 200 other people, and I felt alone. I was so pulled into that movie, it was crazy. And all it like, because here's the thing, the setup for this is I've been camping my entire life. I started camping, at a very early age with my parents.
And then he saw this movie and stopped for a while.
Shut up. And then, when I hit my teen years, early 20s, going camping with my buddies. And we're still doing boys camping now. And it's like...
Yeah, you've seen some episodes of us doing boys camping.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, there's some episodes where we're actually camping. So, never stopped. So for me, when I have these people going out in the woods because they're doing a project and you want to get the Blair Witch... And all the stuff that you hear out in the woods, holy frick, the amount of times that I've gone through that, because I've gone canoe camping. Canoe camping, and you're in the middle of nowhere on an island, so every little branch that cracks, every little wind, everything, you hear everything. So when they're freaking out and they have the camera like right in their face, and they're losing it, I'm going, holy frick, that would be me, 100%, man.
No, that was an intense movie.
And that tent's not protecting you for nothing, but you're still staying in the tent.
That's the movie that inspired the found footage, which inspired Paranormal Activity, because that's the found footage. But yeah, Blair Witch was the original.
In your head is the scariest thing. There's nothing scarier than getting into somebody's head.
Yeah. My third category, and you don't have to do the same category, my third category is monster movie. Because they're horror, monster, but I usually found monster movies funnier than scary. I find them entertaining rides. Okay, and my favorite monster, again, it inspired a whole series, some of them not so good, but then they made up with some good ones again. I loved the Tremors series. Tremors, the original movie with Kevin Bacon and Fred Ward
awesome.
and what's his Michael Gross.
Yes.
And Reba McEntire's in there too.
Yep.
And if you're not familiar with the original Tremors, it's this small town, desert town in a little hidden valley in the American Southwest, and there are these giant worm-like creatures that burrow under the ground, and that's like tremors because the ground shakes when they get near. And they just pop up and eat you. And it wasn't scary per se, but it's still a horror film because it's monsters out there eating people.
Yeah.
And the entertainment value of that thing was freaking brilliant. In fact, it inspired a TV series. It didn't last long. It only had like 10 episodes. I think it aired on the Sci-Fi Channel or something.
How would you be able to survive on a TV show based on that?
Yeah, and well, because in some of the sequels of the movies, they're declared an endangered species. They can't get out of the valley they're in, but the people still live in the valley.
Because of all the rocks around.
Yeah, but the people still live in the valley, and they're not allowed to hunt them anymore. It's only in self-defense that they can. So these people still live in this town, and the graboids, which is what they're called.
Yeah, graboids.
They're still around. But one of them is an albino graboid, and that one is extremely rare. And there's stuff, I've only seen one episode, and then it was never picked up. But nonetheless, to me, that was just a pure entertainment monster horror film / franchise.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I concur. That was an awesome, huge fan of that franchise. Big time. So for me, if I'm okay with going into the monster thing. I would go with Interview with a Vampire.
Oh!
Yeah, Interview with a Vampire.
Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt.
Yeah. So it was an all-star cast.
Yeah.
And
a very young Kirsten Dunst.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I know the way the books were set up was almost like a kind of romancing.
I've never read the
thing.
book, so I don't know.
So the vampires were more like almost like a lustful, sexual kind of setup.
Yeah.
It was the early days of when vampires, they started making them sexy, right? That was the first sexy vampires.
The Victorian seductive vampire.
But in that movie, and that, it's right... You know what? That's equal with Lost Boys to me.
Oh, Lost Boys!
Right?
That's an honorable mention right there.
Yeah, so Lost Boys and Interview with a Vampire to me are on the same line. Two different types of movies.
Very different style of vampires too.
Yeah. So completely different type of vampires. But it was before the whole vampire craze happened like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
With vampires, and you know, we have superhero movies today. Well, at one point it was all vampires.
Yeah.
Vampires and werewolves were.
I think it died after the Twilight series because people said sparkly vampires.
They killed it. They killed it. Like,
done.
You know what? We'll go through the whole superhero thing. That's gonna die off. We'll wait for a while, and it might come back.
It might come back.
So, but I remember those films. Seeing the actual vampire scenes, there's no way I want to be a vampire. Some people going, yeah, I want to be dark and blah blah. There's scenes, man, and even I think maybe because I read the books,
okay,
where it hyper descriptive on like what's happening. When I saw the film, because I had read the books, I found it even more disturbing because because I'm just getting glimpse, and I knew what the hell was like the other stuff that was supposed to happen that I didn't see. So it almost like it amplified things for me. So Interview with
I should read the books now.
Yeah.
And watch the movie again. I enjoyed the movie.
Books, I had to drop it. I couldn't continue. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Books, I couldn't. I had to stop, and then I go back, read a bit, and then no, I can't keep going. And then I go through it again. No, can't go. So when the movie came out, I got to see this movie. I'm like, frick, man. So this book kept popping back in my head, and I was having the visuals and the whole thing. It was just too much.
Interesting.
So yeah, those early vampire movies, always got to me.
Nice.
Big time.
Couple of honorable mentions. Jaws. The original blockbuster. Summer blockbusters did not exist before Jaws came out in 1975. When I first saw it, I was still a wee little kid. I didn't see it in 75 because I would have been way too young.
Too young.
But still, that was it's just a shark, and most of it was just the fin and the music, the classic score. But it made you not want to step in the ocean.
Okay, so folks,
honorable mention, John. Do you have an honorable mention?
No, I just want to elaborate on that. That when we saw that, it was on VHS.
For people who don't know what that is, old tapes, old video cassette tapes.
Think of the massive TVs we have right now, like your 55 inch, your 65 inch.
Back then, 28 was huge. 28 was huge back then.
Yeah. So you see Jaws, not even in the theater, on VHS, on a 28 inch TV, whatever, right?
And you're still terrified.
Freaking out.
Oh yeah.
Man, I can even go swim in a goddamn pool. Like every time I turn my back in the water, I'm like, I can't deal with this. So me, Jaws, 100%.
Jaws is an honorable mention. Any other honorable mentions?
Well, you know what?
I never got into the Saw series because to me that was torture, which was not my thing. But apparently that's a big one.
Yeah, no, the first Saw for me was a bit like the other movies we talked about. How it was like a lot of like the first in that type.
Yeah, the first of the torture.
Yeah. So the first Saw is intense, really intense, and it's not so much. It's not even a slasher movie. It's not even a horror movie. It's a proper scary movie. Scary because this psycho is doing things to people and how they're reacting to it. And you got to imagine that the first Saw was a very low budget movie as well. But the acting was phenomenal. The setup was insane. And you could easily see yourself in that situation.
Yeah.
Oh, that movie traumatized me. There's a lot of movies that have traumatized me. I've never... No, that's not true. At a younger age, I was really into scary movies. And at one point, I don't know what it was, is like I had no interest whatsoever. And then when Saw came out,
It renewed your...
it renewed, and it was like, because it was completely different, and it really, it played with my mind as in, because they purposely made it as realistic as possible. And that's, I think, you know what? To wrap things up, the movies that are closer to reality, because they're low budget, right? So when you have low budget, you have to use your imagination.
Hence the Blair Witch, the Paranormal Activity,
Exactly.
Jaws.
So you have to use your imagination big time.
Yeah.
So that goes right into your head, and there's
Scream, yeah.
nothing scarier
Than your brain.
than your own imagination,
Oh,
man.
geez, no.
No movie can that, and that's why books are awesome. I'm not going to talk about books, folks. I know how you feel about it, and you're not going to watch this episode. So we're not talking about books.
But just to say how powerful your imagination is, don't do this.
Oh, am I going to
Next time, no. Next time you're walking alone in the woods,
shut up. Don't do this to me.
don't turn back and look behind you. You know why? Because once you start doing that,
You can't stop.
you can't stop. You start thinking,
Ah,
"What's going
man,
on?"
why'd you
And
say
then
that?
you feel like something's changed, and you're gonna start walking faster, and then you're gonna run, and next thing you know, you're gonna panic
Okay,
because
shut up.
nothing is following you.
Shut up. Okay, enough. Freak, man.
So if you're alone in the woods, don't
do
look
that.
behind you.
Okay,
All right.
folks. Awesome question.
Thank you so much. That was an awesome question.
We'll see you next time. Cheers.